What up, it's Keith Robinson, live and direct, Hollywood, California. From Saints and Sinners, the Greener Grass Experiment coming soon to my brand new album, Love Episodic. I'm in here chopping it up with the fam from the AM Caffeine show on Dash Radio.
Get your morning started the right way with the AM Caffeine Morning Show.
You know, us non-light-skinned cats got to stick together. So there's a few of us that continue to lead the charge going in from 2018 to 2019 strong.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
That is disgusting.
That's why I paused him. But you know him from, I'm talking about, he's done so many films and just, he was so dope in Dreamgirls though. He killed it in Dreamgirls.
Yeah, your dream girls.
Also, a singer. He has a new album. Marlo, stop trying to audition because there's
auditioning. I was background on some of his music.
There are no positions. Well, there might be, but not.
Let's not get crazy.
As far as on stage,
you're rude.
My bad.
On stage,
the one and only Keith Robinson in the damn building today, man.
Keith
Robinson in the damn building.
How y'all doing?
Keith, out of all the projects and films and TV stuff you've been a part of, would you say that are you most recognizable for Dreamgirls?
It's kind of hard to say because it's a few that people kind of pinpoint. I think that's definitely one of them. I think a lot of people recognize me from This Christmas.
Yeah.
And gotta go with Power Rangers too. If you watch Power Rangers, then it's a lot of Power Ranger fanatics around the world.
Wow.
Did you
do Comic-Con?
I was just gonna. You took the word. See how that works there, Marlo? Yeah, great. Did you go to Comic-Con?
Yeah, we just did. Well, we just did Morphicon, which is dedicated.
Whoa.
Yo, those people are.
Is that like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Con?
What you say?
Is that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
Yeah,
Con?
every Power Ranger, every season, monster, demon, alien, all congregate under one roof, and all the fans come out, and it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Are
hysterical.
you serious? It's a convention for just Power Rangers?
Oh, absolutely. It's the longest running kids show in the world, so it's been around.
Is it still
since,
on?
Yeah. So it's
Go Power Rangers!
It's a classic, and I mean, they have such a niche market that the fans come back every year and do the same thing. So it's a good thing. I walked away from it and didn't really go to one until like 14 years later. But
still,
when I walk in, it's like they want to ask me about episode 58 with the demon and Zoids, and I'm like, bruh,
right?
I don't know.
They're like, say that line. What you say?
Yeah, because I did it in 2000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a definite. It was my first gig, actually, my very first acting job.
Was it a great check?
Yeah.
Was it a great check?
The check, in comparison to what checks that now, no, but for then it was great because I was paying my third of the rent and then some. So I was just paying
the LA way, baby.
I was just paying studio time and then I was beating up aliens, and but he had a special SAG adjusted contract, so we can only make but so much money. But even with that, as a young artist just moving to Hollywood from and living apartment with your boys, it was balling.
You made it,
yeah,
right?
And I was getting up to be on TV, so I was something totally out of left field. I had no intentions of being an actor at all, so to be on the show was a blessing. It was great.
So when you go to those conventions now,
right?
Do they pay you, or do you just go and kind of put your own little booth together? Or
well, what they do is they provide you with accommodations like hotel and food. But what they do is they you set up your own table and you sell your own merchandise.
Your own merch, right?
And you can go like say $20, $25, $30, $35 up to $50 per product to whatever you want to. You name your own price, and there's between 5,000 and 6,000, 7,000 people that come through in 2 days. So you do the math. So it's a good. It's a good one.
Were you able to sell like your music? Does it do good in that space?
Well, the music is still introductory to me because I guess because I'm such a varied artist that people don't even identify me with being the R&B singer and the Power Ranger. So it's kind of a North and South Pole thing. So
not the R&B Power Ranger.
But I mean, that's when I put on my tights and my morpher, so to speak,
right? That
day, and I'm a Power Ranger. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can pretty much say. But they really want the Power Ranger merchandise, and they want to take a picture of you and your hat and your coat and just the nostalgia of it. So that's primarily what it is for. But yeah, you can definitely sell you know, whatever. If the fans are the fans, they gonna
support.
They
It's like
truly support.
Rhythm and blues.
They come
Ranger.
through full guard,
Right. Yeah.
and they grown, 50-year-old man with wife and kids, and they got on, you know, morpher suits.
Right.
dope.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
So you were saying that you really weren't really trying to be an actor, but you always wanted to sing.
I was singing.
Was always first.
Yeah, I've been singing all my life, and I was in groups in school and high school, and I got a deal in college. We signed with Motown, and that's why we moved out to L.A. We got out of the deal; it was a bad deal, and we
Who's
moved
we?
out here. I was in a group called State of Mind. Me and the two homies.
State of Mind.
So-
Where you
State
from?
of Mind,
Motown.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Who signed you guys at Motown?
Back in the day, it was executive between Joe Busby, and Andre Harrell had just came in. So we left right as he.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
worked at Motown during that time.
Yeah, this was like early '90s.
And Andre came in and fired all of us from the West Coast.
I guess and we got caught under the broom as well.
Cleaned
Like,
house.
He's like, Doc, why don't you take them with you?
Right.
Can you take State of Mind with you?
All the acts, all y'all pack it
Yeah.
up. We get up out of here.
Yeah, but I mean, but pretty much, you know, I was super young. I mean, I was a freshman in college, so it was just the experience of it was great. And we actually was signed to Al Heyman.
Oh, wow.
Huge promoter.
Yeah, the promoter who's now the boxing promoter now. But, you know,
Yeah,
he was,
yeah.
but
You started doing
for years.
concerts like
Budweiser Superfest,
all the Budweiser Superfest,
and
yeah.
we were his group basically. So,
Did you
he's-
guys like sing at the any of the concerts
Never
or open
made
for
it.
anybody?
we didn't get that
we thought we was. We thought we going on tour. The boys and men, Mary J. Blige is going down.
Right.
Nope. Nope.
So did you you finish the album and it just never came out?
We
Or how far in
actually-
the process did you get?
We actually came to the label with 3 albums, and they said scrap that. We're gonna use our producers, yada yada yada. How you do it first act groups, and we actually got 2 songs into the album, and then it pretty much from there it was everything. It was unplugging,
Right.
How
unplug
would
the
you
AC.
He said,
Unplug
unplug the
everything.
AC. Everybody, we're going to take this out of here now.
Everybody.
How would
go.
you describe the music of State of Mind versus the music that you have now?
I mean, it's a pure extension of what I have now. It's just more advanced. It's more advanced now. The writing is, of course, more advanced. It's better. The music, I think, is better. But I've always been a romanticist. We've always been heavy R&B heads. So, and that's what the music was. It was us, because the time that we were in Atlanta, the first music wave, when it was young Usher, young Bobby Brown, Keith Sweat, Jermaine Dupri, Criss Cross, LaFace was there, Bobby Brown was walking. So it was like a young Motown, and we were kind of in that. It was like a young Detroit in Atlanta in the early '90s, and 112 and Organized Noise and us. We had a deal, so it was kind of a Jodeci, Diary of a Mad Band was top of the world, boy. So it was R&B. It was straight R&B, and that's kind of how the music has evolved. I think now it's more. I've kind of been able to put more elements of what's going on now with hip hop influence. As far beat wise, a little trap music, but I mean, conceptually and melodically, it's always about R&B, soul music.
Rooted. So, what did you do at the point of, hey, y'all, pack it up, Motown can kick this out? What was your next? What did you do next?
We moved in with some of my homies that was moving weight. To be honest with you,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'd expect that.
Like, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and pack this up.
because
In about a couple of years.
I don't think
it's
I've
gonna be
ever
called
said that.
Snowfall.
I've actually never said that on the
Wow.
air. But real talk, because we dropped out of college. My parents like, well, if you're gonna sing, you're gonna be a rock star, you better sing your ass off, because financial aid is officially cut off.
Yeah. What school were you?
University of Georgia.
Okay.
So we
wow.
stepped out. Pretty much we all were pretty smart kids, and one of my homies played footballs on the football team, and we just took
One of
a
the
gamble.
singers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all just said, you know what? This is it.
We pushed all the chips into the front middle of the table, and basically what happened was, in the mix as we got signed, we started meeting people. We befriended cats who we didn't want to go back to the crib,
Right.
So we
Right.
we were trying to find our way. We didn't get a job. We were going to resign, so we thought soon. So my peoples had a crib, so we stayed. It literally lived in the trap, so to speak, for a little while, and then after a while, I eventually said, man, if we're gonna resign, we got to go to the source. We got to go to LA. So
Right.
I was taking trips on the weekends out here slinging demos, and then finally I brought them out here, and we just hustled out here and moved into the Days Inn over there on Coldwater and Ventura.
Hey.
And that's how it went down.
And so
Wow.
what was your first role as an actor?
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And when you got Power Rangers, how long were you filming?
It was only for 1 year, but it was 2 seasons worth. So we shot like about in excess of like 50 episodes, 52 episodes. Wow. So it was a lot of work, but it was a great training ground for any first time actor because you work so much nonstop. You're shooting cluster episodes, meaning you're shooting 3 episodes at the same time. And it just kind of gets your feet wet. And a lot of times, most Power Rangers, a lot of them don't really. If that was the whole myth that you wouldn't advance past Power Rangers, once you do it, it's pretty much
that's it. You're stuck in there, yeah.
One and done. So I was determined to kind of, overcome that stereotype. But I mean, it was a great first gig. I mean, it was awesome.
With that being your first gig and you not really wanting to or thinking about acting, was it an open call or did
it was. What it was I went to an acting class with a friend of mine with this chick that I was seeing out here at the time, and she was an actress, and I scoffed at acting. I was like, everybody got a headshot. Everybody was like, I'm glad I ain't in that. So I just went just to kind of really maybe improve my stage presence. And I went, and there wasn't enough readers, so the teacher told me to try a scene, and they coerced me to get out of the chair and do it. And I did it, and the teacher thought I was pretty good. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then she called me back 3 weeks later and said, go read for this role of Power Ranger. And I thought it was a voiceover.
Right.
I didn't even know. I walked in and there was people, actual people, and they gave me some sides, and I did it. And they kept calling me back 4 or 5 times later, and I beat out like thousands of people. It was a complete blessing. It was a divine appointment because it was like I was like, if I didn't get that gig, I wouldn't be an actor.
Right.
To be honest with you, I'm glad it happened. But I didn't even have a headshot. I had to go to Kinko's and 1 hour photo and do the Xerox thing.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
So it worked out.
So would you say after that and that experience, did you get like what they quote unquote call the acting bug at that point?
For sure.
You got that?
For sure. Because I think what happened, if we had an on-set coach who was kind of schooled, because they usually take really raw talent, really raw kids to do that. So who was kind of coaching us. And I kind of had a knack, I guess, from performing on stage as a singer. But after that, I started studying the craft, and I got an agent, and the roles came fairly quickly. Even looking back now, I'm amazed at how quick they came. Because me knowing the game now, 20 years ago, it was a complete blessing. But I mean, I felt like it was a long time coming because I had been grinding so much with the music, and that's a grind in itself, trying to crack that nut. So
right,
it was it was kind of
speaking about just the difference of, like you said, how easy you felt it looking back,
right?
How easy it was now, and then the grind with music. How do you compare your entry point in doing music then and now?
How do I compare doing the music?
Yeah. So the grind of it,
right?
How's it different for you now from then to now?
I guess it's different. I guess you have more knowledge now. I mean, which makes it a little bit different. I think the music business is so different now. It's so based on we're in such a the culture is so much about self promotion,
right?
That even though your record is dope, it doesn't mean it's going to get heard. So you got to create your own fan base. You got to pretty much do it yourself. From start to finish, as opposed to back in the day where the big thing was getting a deal. Once you get a deal, then they'll bring in the A&R, then they'll bring in the stylist, then they'll bring in the choreographer, then they'll bring in the producers, and you can pretty much just, but now it's kind of like you got to come to the game with that
with
already.
Everything.
So that makes it a lot different. I think I've been able to get in some doors that I may not have ordinarily been able to get into without the acting, i.e. sitting here maybe.
Right.
But, the grind for me is still it's just as tough, but it's just different because now I feel like I'm always reintroducing myself and repackaging myself and really introducing people to who I actually am, because I had another career kind of take me in another direction. So, just because you can ride a bike don't mean you can juggle. So you got to prove yourself on both sides of the fence. So that's the challenge for me. I was always trying to get out of that
So do you
box.
think that people, because of that, take you not saying that they don't take your craft as serious, but because you were an actor, they kind of look like, oh, he was an actor. So
yeah. I think there's always shock. If I'm performing, somebody might be like, oh, that's a dude from so-and-so. And he's like, oh, wow, I didn't know he could sing.
Right.
Or people thought for a long time that I was lip syncing in Dreamgirls, which I thought was just crazy to me because everybody else around me could really sing. So how could I be there? But I just think people kind of, once they see you in a certain light, as with anything in life, that's how they see you, and you have to kind of work to get them to see a bigger, your bigger self, and that's pretty much what I do on the music side.
With you bringing that up, getting that role in Dreamgirls, did it help the fact that you could sing? Was it required that that character had to sing? Yeah, because they interviewed, they were in pretty much every R&B singer in the game. I mean, I think Usher was supposed to play the role. But they were having some, I think, if I remember correctly, because it's been a minute, they were having some scheduling conflicts. So in the interim, they let other people come in and audition, because they pretty much had their cast, they had their stars. They had Eddie Murphy, they had Jamie Foxx, they had Beyonce, they had Danny Glover, they had Loretta Devine, they had the stars. So this role was essentially was going to be Usher's, but it kind of fell into my lap. But it was, I'm thinking Omarion was auditioned for it, John Legend, Tank. And
are they all mad at you right now?
No, not at all. All those guys. All those guys are uber successful, and it really, the role was kind of a thing where they were asking for, they wanted like 2 point, you had to be able to act, sing, and dance a little bit. So I think I was like 2.5.
2.5, right? Give it 2.5.
Yeah, I was like 2.5.
What song did they make you sing when to audition, or did they not?
Yeah, I sang the duet with me and Jennifer Hudson, which was that song? What was it?
You go ahead and just bust into a tune.
I forgot what it was. It's the duet. They actually cut it out of the director's cut, but it's a duet. It was a duet between myself, and Jennifer Hudson, and that was the song in the audition that I had to come in and sing. And they had another young lady in there who could really sing too.
I was going to say, so you sang with her,
and that really helped. We had an instant connection, instant vibe.
Yeah,
so
that
it
helps
worked
me
out.
too. That
Does
helps
it?
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when I want to, sing something, I'll be like, I need somebody that can sing too, so I can harmonize with them.
Oh,
that's how it usually works for me. You know what I mean? That's how I usually do my stuff.
Right.
No doubt.
Album coming out 2020.
How does, especially now, because now it. Not saying that you haven't always, but it seems that you're really going hard with the music now. Does that conflict with the acting stuff?
Not at all. I mean, I think they all go hand in hand now, because you can't afford to be one dimensional, I think, and have any longevity in show business. So whenever, I think one informs the other for me. Whenever I'm on set, if I'm working, I'm always thinking of records. And when I'm making records, I'm always thinking about it from a dramatic standpoint. So I think every scene has a rhythm, every song has an element of drama. So for me, it's just about what vehicle you want to be in, but we're headed in the same direction. So it's always been a thing where I wouldn't know how to function without the other. I need both of them pretty much as an artist creatively. So it's never been a conflict. And if it is a conflict, that's a great thing. I love if I'm double booked, then I mean that's a good thing, right?
Right. That's a problem. It's a problem we want to have.
I need to hear some music. I need to hear some music.
Go ahead, Marlo. Then
I hear skepticism.
Yeah, let's go.
No, not skepticism. It's not skepticism. I just want to be able to hear it, because I know that you can sing. So I want to be able to see what your style is like. I don't know if you like, the aggressive Trey songs. Like,
what do you think?
Everybody want to be with Trigger, or
If you had to guess, what would you guess?
I would guess a young Teddy Pendergrass.
Turn them off.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into something then.
Yeah, let's play the single, Never Be You. This is actually the single that's out right now.
Produced by
Waves.
By Waves.
Yeah, I wrote it.
And you wrote it.
Yeah.
So, you write everything. Are you opposed to folks writing for you?
I'm not opposed to it at all, but I've always been kind of a self-sufficient dude, so I've always had the show and prove kind of attitude. So I wrote the whole album basically. There's a couple songs. There's 1-2 songs where people collab with me on, but pretty much it's
all you.
Yeah. But I'm definitely open to, a great song is a great song. I'm not even tripping, If somebody got a great record, then they got a great record.
Right. All right, Smo, so let's get into this. This is a brand new joint. This is actually, is there a video to this?
Yes, it is.
There's a video to this.
Yep.
All right, available everywhere. Did you direct the video?
I did.
You did.
Is your shirt off?
Wow, okay.
It is, but we cut that part out.
Why?
Because it was distracting.
I don't see that as a distraction.
Nah, it's not. This ain't the shirt off one. The next video is the shirt off.
Okay.
And the pants.
Oh, there you go, Marlo.
It's called
Take it off.
It's called Cheeks Out. Cheeks Out.
Cheeks out.
AM Caffeine Show. Keith is with us. This is his brand new joint. Let's get into it, Smooth D. AM Caffeine Show. Okay,
Mr. Robinson.
No, I like that, Keith. I like that.
I appreciate it.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Never be me.
It'll never be you?
That's
right.
Won't. Should never be in the video.
Well,
never be on the album.
I did not say that although I should be on the album. I should do some vocals.
The album's done. It's done. It's done.
This one's done, but the next one.
Okay.
Wow,
got you. I got you.
AM Caffeine Show. Keith Robinson with us. So Keith,
yes, sir.
How hard is it? So you're not. Whoa! I see. Pause.
Hey, Marlo.
Pause. I got caught slipping, huh?
Marlo be on it, boy.
Right? She sure what's up. Let me find out.
I
I
just
see you,
giggled.
Marlo. Go
I
ahead.
just giggled.
Yeah. All right now being done independently. You're doing this all yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's always better if you have a machine. You have a machine. How hard is it to navigate through and without having that piece?
It's tough. I mean, the biggest thing is the funding, is
right.
the money, because it's all coming out of your front pocket. So it's a little bit longer grind. It's shorter yardage. You know what I mean? Because you pretty much a one man game, but it's gratifying though. Once you able to seeing the feedback and see it come back to you, then it's all worth it. But it's definitely a longer grind.
Right.
But it seems like it would be. It would be almost more immediate. You don't have to wait for somebody.
Well, you don't have to wait, but the thing is getting the music out to the masses and getting it into those marketing engines. And a lot of times that takes gas. You got to feed the meter.
Got it.
Gas meaning bread.
Got it.
And especially when you're talking about
a record,
and radio. Radio's where it gets really expensive.
I thought people kind of just make their own songs now on their computer.
Yeah, and then what do you do with it after that?
Right.
And then you just put it on SoundCloud.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Who knows it's on SoundCloud? Who's gonna know it's on SoundCloud?
I don't know the rules. I'm sure his following on social media is amazing.
It's cool.
All right, so let's get into another joint, Keith.
Oh, we got another one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And another one.
Because you were acting like you didn't really believe a little bit more.
I did not say
she
that.
kind of was like,
She kind of did.
So this next song is actually that was the second single off the album. The song right now called "Love Somebody" was actually the first single off the album. So I'm gonna take y'all back. Then we're gonna go forward.
Let me tell you something. You bringing R&B back. You got the love going.
It never left. It never left.
Yeah, I mean, what hell?
Who you listening to?
It was
Keith?
hiding in the shrubbery.
Who you listening to?
Stupid
Marlo.
I'm listening to a lot of people. I've been vibing with Buddy. You know Buddy?
Yeah.
Buddy's dope, man.
Did I put you up? I put you up on Buddy. I've been up on Buddy.
Okay, I don't know.
I've been up on Buddy. Buddy's been dope. It's dope, and a lot of folks don't know that Buddy was signed to Pharrell.
I know.
For a minute.
Yeah.
I dig Buddy. All right.
He's dope. Shout out to Buddy.
Let me ask you this question, Keith. Give me your top 3 of all time.
Oh God.
Give me your top 3 artists of all time.
First male.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
No, it's George. You said the top 3 what?
Male
Vocalists?
R&B.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to go top 3
I
male
wanna do
and
male,
female?
then female, yeah.
All right, let's do top 3 male.
Male
artists of all time.
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye.
Whoa. No problem.
Okay.
Shot that off.
I mean, I feel.
Well, you know what?
Honorable mention.
There's a tie.
Honorable mention?
I don't even want to say honorable mention, but you got to go with Prince.
I knew that he was going to say
So it's like
that.
Marvin Gaye, Prince. But I mean, Mike and Steve got a slot.
Right.
For sure.
For sure.
And Marvin and Prince do too. It's hard.
It gets tough.
Very tough.
Female.
What about
female R&B artists? Beyonce.
Beehive.
I mean, okay.
Okay. You gotta go Whitney Houston.
Okay.
I gotta, just for my own personal taste, I gotta go Sade.
Oh.
Come on now.
Doc, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm not a Sade fan.
Because you don't hear correctly. That's why.
That's
why you think I can't sing.
My ears, right.
You got to get in touch with your vulnerabilities.
I just never
It's something about Sade's voice that just
this runs through your bones, and she's be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and lay right here on your ovaries. I'd be like, really? You gonna lay on my ovaries?
That's how you feel?
I feel like Sade, when she sings, she lays across my ovaries and makes me want to be in love and have children.
Oh, okay. Wow.
She does. She'd be like, let me tell you how I feel. And I'd be like, oh.
So with Beyonce, let me ask you, with Beyonce, you're looking at that from just an artist overall, not necessarily like just the voice. It's just everything.
Everything. She's a complete. To me, she's the closest female, to Michael Jackson that we'll see.
Agree. I agree.
Just in every aspect, the presentation, consistency, look, dance, the records.
Closest person.
I guess so.
Well,
closest person. What do you mean closest person?
Closest person, male or female, to Michael Jackson. Because what other
Beyonce?
male could be? Yeah, what other male could be close?
I guess so. I mean, I think we're witnessing. She's an icon.
I think if he didn't have a lot of other drama,
Chris Brown
had to have potential.
Yo, Chris was headed that way, and the jury's still out. He's still very young, so he'll
I think Chris.
But I think Chris is just a product of, as far as him, for you saying that he hasn't gotten there quite yet. It's just a product of the environment and the state that we live in now, with the influences, the social media, the peer pressure. The way we interact, the women. I mean, Mike was a sheltered guy. He couldn't focus on anything else if he wanted to.
Yeah, not with Daddy Joe there. Joe would play that.
So
I say this. I think if you insert Chris into, if you switch, they switch lives, we got the same result.
Same thing, right? I agree with that.
We had the same result.
AM Caffeine Show. All right, so let's get into another
Shout
joint
out Chris
by Keith.
Breezy.
Yeah, I'm a huge Chris Brown
It's my
fan,
niece.
and he brings it every time he's on stage.
I haven't really liked any of his recent stuff.
Chris is dope.
After performing, that boy is no joke.
Yeah, I did a movie with Chris.
His legs move fast. His legs move fast.
All right, so let's get into another Keith joint. Smooth D, what we got?
Love somebody.
Just because it's late night, you want to love somebody, get beside them.
Maybe this too would lay on my ovaries.
It might.
Let's see what happens.
Or maybe or lay something else on there.
Oh my God.
Produced by who, Keith?
Invincible Watson. Vince Invincible Watson.
Oh, there it is. All right, let's get into this, man. Oh, that already sounds sexy.
Come on, Maxwell-ish.
As an actor,
yes, sir.
Do we play three?
Well, we had a show earlier. We talked about there might be a black Superman coming up.
Yeah, dope.
Number one, how do you feel about that? And number two, do you think there's roles that black actors shouldn't play? Do you think it diminishes, like, they're doing it for the clout? Do you think there's roles like that?
Are you trying to put your thoughts on this?
I think there may be some roles that black people shouldn't play. You shouldn't play the Grand Ku Klux Klan master. I mean, obvious. I mean, but I think it's good. I think it's good because I'm a black actor. So anytime I see a brother able to get an iconic role like that, then I'm gonna be a little biased because let's go ahead and do it. Let's take the top off and kind of expand the whatever the image of that particular. I think Superman is gonna be his share of flack, but
what about
we be catching flack for years.
Who else they were trying to make black recently?
James Bond.
I think James Bond would be super dope
for years.
James Bond had been, and I think they were talking about Idris, right?
Yeah, they're talking about Idris.
I can see Idris playing that too.
Yeah, he would be dope as that.
I
think Superman is a little stretch. I gotta be honest with you. I'm happy for if Mike gets to play it. I'll be the first one there to see it. But
who do you think should play it if Mike doesn't get it?
Who should play Superman?
Right.
He's like me.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of me. No, it's kind of a lot of I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I mean, I'd have to think about. I mean, I think The Rock could play Superman. He's big as a
Wow.
I mean,
he's
actually bigger than Superman.
Right. He's actually a little slimmer down now.
Yeah.
Because like him in his prime. Oh, good lord.
I don't know. I can't see The Rock. I can't see it. I can't see it.
I don't know. I'm trying to. Let me think.
Personally, I was thinking Isaac from the Love Boat. Y'all think about Ted Lang?
Ted Lang
as who?
Get out of here.
With the bushy mustache.
How y'all feel about James Earl Jones? Y'all feel about James Earl Jones?
He's already Darth Vader with that thick mustache.
I'm trying to think. Let me get back to you on that one, man. By the time we get out of here, I'll think of somebody.
All right. Is there a role? What if you could play any role? Like what is a role that you would love to play? Is it a killer? You know, like what is? I'd
like to play all roles. I mean, I want to be able to tell the story from many different perspectives. I mean, but if I had a dream role, I'd want to play Donny Hathaway.
Oh, you better say stuff that's awesome.
No,
that would
dope.
Be great.
Yeah, put that in the atmosphere. That's dope.
Yeah, I love.
Has there been a Donny Hathaway story done?
No, and his story is so dope.
And let's get
so
can we get Layla on the phone? Let's get Layla Hathaway on the phone?
I would like to get Layla on the phone. I love Layla Hathaway.
He loves some Layla Hathaway.
She's amazing. Love her voice.
Keith, that might be something that you might just have to on your own.
Yeah, I've been putting it in this atmosphere.
And put that in the atmosphere.
The first time I've said it. It's been documented. I've said it many times.
Yeah.
But as with any great artist, there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Right,
there's
right,
definitely. A lot of red tape. So
yeah,
to speak.
yeah.
And you got to be respectful of the estate of the people who are in this family.
Donny Hathaway's story is really interesting.
It's
like
so interesting.
The unsung that was really really good. And there's a
From
lot of
St. Louis,
stuff
by the way.
I had no idea that I knew nothing about. Just the struggles, with the mental.
Very. I've done a lot of research on him. He's a very interesting guy. I just think his tone as a kid, hearing his records as a kid, it really affected me. It really gave me goosebumps and really put me in a state of being when I would hear his voice. So I was always wondering what is going on with this guy, because he had some type of anointing on his voice that I could hear that was just even as a kid I could identify with it. And I was like, wow, this guy's a really powerful singer.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt the same way about Minnie Riperton.
Minnie Riperton, yeah, for sure.
Let's pose that question to everybody else. If there's a role that you could play, Smooth D, what role would you play if it was a role that you could play?
A movie?
Yeah.
Wow. Dang, Marta went deep.
Right. Dang. I mean, I guess it would be kind of a superhero role.
Like who?
Donut Man.
Hey.
That is not a real person.
It can be.
Captain Glaze.
Yes. Let's do it.
My guy was always Batman.
Batman. Okay, what about
Black
you,
Batman?
Black Batman. Put some spinners on the Batmobile.
You're getting crazy.
Malcolm X.
You?
Malcolm X. I think
this guy
his story so dope, but Denzel did such a phenomenal.
You forget that Denzel's not Malcolm X.
He did such a phenomenal job. He should have definitely won the Academy
for sure.
For that performance. I mean, I think they won for best costume. Absolutely, but X was like you said, Marlon. You weren't even looking at Denzel.
Forget. Just like Jamie Foxx did Ray. I forgot that he wasn't Ray.
Yeah.
He murdered that. That was unbelievable.
What about you,
Young Free?
My mother says I remind her of Keaton Thompson, so.
Keaton.
Yeah, you kind of do give it a So you want to do Good Burger?
Good Burger Part 2.
Yeah, Good Burger.
Big shout out to the homie Keenan, won that Emmy.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, he really did. He really did.
Keenan from the crib too.
And then nowadays I get in Gerald Levert, so if they ever do it, I don't know where it's coming from. So if they want to do it, they want to do a movie, I'll do it.
He said, I'll do it. I'll go ahead and do it for him.
Romeo ain't never been friends.
Mine would be Mighty Isis.
Who?
The Mighty
Isis.
You don't remember Mighty Isis?
You're a terrorist?
Mighty Isis?
ISIS the terrorist?
No. This fool said, turn his mic all the way off.
All the way.
The Mighty Isis, which was like you're young, so you don't remember Shazam. Mm-hmm. All right, so it was around that time, Electric Woman and Dinah Girl.
Ah, okay.
It's around that time. The Mighty Isis.
I thought you would really know this.
The Mighty Isis. Hey, she was. You can't play that because she was cute.
I'm fucking cute. Oh, excuse me.
Wow, she got mad upset, didn't she?
Lasers.
I'm cute. At least I'm cute. I mean, monkeys are cute. I'm cute.
Damn.
Munchie G.
Okay, Munchie G.
AM Caffeine Show. So, Keith, are you heavy on social media and stuff?
I'm pretty heavy. I try to be as heavy as possible, heavy as I need to be. I would like to be heavier. You know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, it's kind of like the Bible.
Yeah.
You got to be on there, have some presence, have some.
But
affiliation.
I understand, but it's like a gift in the. It's like
it is a gift in the curse. And I'm kind of an old school guy when it comes to that. I'm more of a doer than talker. I don't really so the self promotion thing is definitely an adjustment for me. So, but you got to do it though. I do. I got to post. Absolutely, I post.
Do you
all the time.
post more on Twitter or on Instagram?
I think I post the most on IG. And then from there, I'll post on, I post on Twitter and Facebook and my Facebook fan page.
Is Twitter kind of dying or is it still hot?
No, Twitter
is still going strong.
Yeah.
It is now 140 characters you can type now.
Yeah, people.
I think it's. I mean, look at Trump. Look at Trump.
I mean, I guess so. Right? Yeah.
But you got to do it now.
Of Trump, you just hear his tweets.
You got to get the
mix. So what is the Twitter? Handle?
Everything is Keith Sings.
Everything is Keith Sings.
Everything is Keith Sings. Yep.
Smart.
All right.
That's smart. Yeah.
So you're shooting the 4 seasons in 4 seasons in October.
That's right.
And any other and we have your project that you work that
you're
finishing.
The Green Grass Experiment, which we're finishing up right now.
Yeah.
I got a couple other projects that I'm working on in development. We just at the writing stage with those. I'm gonna drop a mixtape too, coming up this fall that I did. It's called Trap Sonic, which is basically just R&B over trap beats. And I kind of did it last season when I was in Atlanta, kind of just being around a lot of rappers, a lot of trap stuff. We just did a lot of free. Matter of fact, we got a record, the first single off of the mixtape I got over there called Killer. It's me and Lil Scrappy.
Do we have that?
Yes, we do.
Oh well, look on.
It's a pretty dope record.
Let's do that.
And the beat is over. It's over NBA YoungBoy because all the beats I did over a Meek Mill beat, Drake beat, Logic beat. This beat is over one of NBA YoungBoy's. One of his beats, and we just, it's a free mixtape. It's just me freestyling, really just having fun and put my R&B swag over some trap beats.
There it is. I want to thank Keith Robinson for hanging out with us today.
Boom. Thanks for having me,
Marlo. So
I just want to know where
as we get off
all this
I need you to buy this. I need you to buy this
iPhone,
project.
do it from her phone right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you buy this project.
Yes, come on now.
I don't get paid until like.
Oh, the way
wow. And see, I've been knowing Marlo for years. I've been knowing you for years.
You've been knowing each other. You haven't supported at all, huh?
Like I say, she probably didn't know. This is probably your first time really knowing me, huh?
Right? Okay, I didn't know you sing.
Exactly.
Like I didn't know you actually had albums
your mama thinks she know him.
My mama feel like she know him from Saints and Sinners.
Tell mama got to buy this project too.
Yeah, tell her about it.
Mama got to buy the project.
Break bread, mama.
Yeah.
Break bread.
Is everybody on me and my mama? Did y'all buy it?
I'm gonna buy it. He played 3 joints that I was rocking to.
That
last one, I'm on that. I'm buying that.
This one on Google Play over there.
Look, what's that, Keith?
Lower your. Why you get so high pitched?
There
why
it
you
is.
Get high pitched?
My man.
He right there. Right
I'm
there.
on it.
Homies with me.
Where you at?
Marlo.
Where you at?
All right, Marlo.
I'm gonna buy it.
All right.
I'm gonna buy it.
From
and
the car wash?
No. I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna take a picture that I bought it, and then I'm gonna post it on my feed.
There it is.
So then y'all know that I bought it.
There it is. So she gonna return it.
You can't return it.
Bought it. I'd like to return, please.
All right, AM Caffeine Show. Thanks, Keith. Anytime, man.
Keith Sings.
At Keith Sings. Instagram, Twitter. You have a fan page that's just your name, just Keith Robinson.
Keith Robinson Sings, yep.
There it is, AM Caffeine Show. All right, so Smoothie, before we get out of here, we're going to leave with this doing with Keith and Little Scrappy, right?
It's called Killer.
Killer.
Shout out to the homie baby.
Shout out to, I was actually going to say that. Shout out to, did she drop that baby yet?
No, not yet.
She been carrying that joint for a minute, right?
Ooh.
Go ahead and drop that damn baby, Addie.
Or hit it with the government.
I hit with her government. We know her as, we'll call her Bambi, but we know her as Addie. Shout out our homegirl Addie, brand new joint. Thank you so much for rocking with us, Keith. Let this go, Keith.
Yes, sir.
And Little Scrappy, this is Killer.
Yeah, it is.
Killer. Is it Killa or is it ER?
Or AH.
Oh, all right. Okay. It's for the black folk. All right, AM Caffeine Show.
It's sexy trunk music.
There it is.
All right.
Let that go, Smooth D.